Good morning and welcome to Fibertown. I'm Emily. I am Chain of Fools on Ravelry and Fibertown with an RE on Instagram. Hello everybody! This is episode 59. It is Wednesday the 26th of March 2014. Sorry about the shaking camera, but there's my co-host Alice. Alice! Hey! She is sitting right next to me on my daughter's Snuggie. You know the Snuggie. Snuggie, infomercial Snuggie. So she's very happy down there. I'm sure she'll settle down in a minute, take a nap. And yeah, I'll show her off to you guys later. Got something in her eye. Anyway, it is the end of March. There's snow on the ground. There's snow on the ground here in the DC area. This is unheard of. Hence, I'm wearing my Ede with the pocketses. We likes pocketses, precious. And it's nice and warm and cozy, and the hair is terrible, so I'm wearing this crocheted, what is this called, a kerchief. They made long ago out of some bamboo, I think, a bamboo blend, and I wear it once in a while. It's just convenient for around the housing. So, hello. I have so much to share today. I have, let's see, what do I have? Lots of giveaways, 3 giveaways to do, and I'm going to do them very soon. I have 1FO, I have whips, I have dyeing, I have acquisitions, and I have up and coming, and cowls to talk about. So, here we go. I have lots of new viewers. Hello! Thank you so much for watching the show and joining the group. And to my older viewers, well, not older, my veteran viewers, hey! I feel like I know you guys. Thanks for watching. I do have some new members of the Rav group, so let me say hi. We have, these are just the ones who introduced themselves in the introductions thread. We have Blackjax, who is Shelly from Canada, and she has a pug named Jax. And hence the Blackjax. I guess he's a black pug. Love pugs. I love all the schmudgy face dogs. So, welcome. Then we have Knitpicks56, who is Terry from Tennessee. She crochets, she knits, she has dogs, she has cats, she has everything. Hi, Terry. And we have Kimberly, who is Kimberly from Berlin, and she does the Giving Flower podcast. And yes, I have been a watcher of that podcast for a good long time. She has amazing designs, and she's offered to, I need to contact her, but she did offer to let us have some of her designs for giveaways. So excellent. Hey, Kimberly. And then we have Nitpicky in PA, who is, let me see, Carol. She has a pup. She is a Bichon Frisé and a Terrier mix who says, Carol says she looks like a dust mop. And her name is Mademoiselle Charlotte. So that's fancy. And she goes by Char. So, hey. Alice says, Salut, Mademoiselle Charlotte. Alice doesn't speak French. She has a Boston accent. So, first things first, we have the ASPCA giveaway. And that is Maya, who is Selcat on Ravelry. She is doing this bike ride, and she has raised over $1,500. And thanks to some of you who donated your hard-earned cash to that, to go to the ASPCA. And she and her sister are doing the Tri-Borough bike race. And that is, I believe, April or May. So we are all done raising money in our group for Maya. Fabulous job. I have my barley hat. I've got all of the names in there. I'm not going to look, but they're all in there. And I'm going to draw first for the Rainbow Lorna's Laces Soulmate. I think it's a sport weight. Because Memers' name, Amy from the Hudson Valley Knits, she has her name in here a couple times. So if I draw her name, she's not going to get her own yarn. I will just remove her name for this drawing, and then I'll put it back for the second drawing. All right? All right, let's see who wins the Rainbow Lorna's Laces. Whoever this is. It is Amy Bernhardt. Congratulations, you just won a different giveaway. So I think that was the monthly FO thread. Oh, if you are a new viewer, there is a monthly giveaway. It's always going on. It's just post your FOs and you might win. It's a pattern or yarn or fiber. So Amy Bernhardt, why don't you contact Memers? She is Memers, M-I-M-E-R-S on Ravelry, and you guys can make arrangements to get that Rainbow Lorna's Laces. All right, now the second one is for an Etsy gift card. And that is donated by myself and Maya. And Maya, it's for $25. Maya did 15 of that. I am doing 10, just so we're all clear on who does what. Okay, and who is going to win that one? La 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 la. I'm going to pick this. And that is Marion 1. And she has been a member of the group for forever. And she has a sock pattern out there too that's really cool. Marion 1! Hey, congratulations. Congratulations to all of you who donated. You have helped to make it possible for Maya. So thanks very much. All right, should we just do the other giveaways right away too? Okay, Gourmet Stash giveaways. I was so limited in my vision for what to do with this 250 yards of singles. Beautiful. It's much more green than it is on the camera. Spun by Kate, otherwise known as Ghetto Kate from Gourmet Stash. And you guys had awesome ideas for what to do with this. Beautiful, beautiful stuff. I think I would probably make a cowl. But whoever wins, you can do whatever you want with this. This is beautiful stuff. So let me draw for that right away. And let's see, we had, call up my random number generator. We had 2 through 76. Let's take a look. 2 through 76, and I'm going to hit generate number 9. Okay. Number 9, lucky number 9. Number 9, number 9. This is for the handspun. Let's see, handspun, handspun, handspun. Number 9. Sorry. You probably already know. And I'm just behind you all. Okay. Stitched together. Yay! Hello, stitched together. You win the handspun. That's Chrissy from Leicester in the UK. There's her profile. She does the Stitch Together podcast, which is a great one. So, hi girlfriend, you won some handspun. Excellent. Okay, so let's do the next one. That is for the Black Watch tartan tribbles. The Black Watch tartan tribbles are exquisite. They are yak, superfine merino, yada, yada, yada. They're amazing. Over 4 ounces, you can do a substantial project with those. And for the tribbles, we had 2 through 66. So let's see who wins those guys. Generate number 57. Okay, let's see if I can do this faster. Number 57. La 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 la. All right, number 57 for no, bad iPad. Alice hears the mail truck. She's getting a little cranky here. Apple 380. And for this Apple 380, let's see who that is. Jamie from the UK. I'm going to be sending off 2 international packages. Jamie from the UK. And for this giveaway, I asked you guys to talk about your heritage because Kate has lately been inspired by Scottish things. And it's incredibly interesting. If you haven't read the thread, take a look. You know, I don't strongly identify with any part of my very mixed heritage. But maybe it does inspire me in ways I wasn't sure about. And I think some people started out saying, oh, you know, my background really doesn't impact my life a whole lot. But then they started to say things like, oh, but I do like to look at this kind of stuff, or I'm enamored with the Scandinavian patterns, or although it may not really inform who you are, it is something to think about. So thank you guys for sharing that. That might have been a little bit more personal than I originally thought, and my bad if that was hard for you guys to talk about. I think it might have been for some people. So best of intentions. So you all contact me with your snail mail addresses and I will get those out to you. And we are 10 minutes in and I need to talk about fibery stuff. Okay, Finished objects. I have a woven one. A long time ago when I was first spinning, I believe this might have been my first Navajo ply. I spun it up and I wanted to make a booga bag out of this particular yarn that was hand spun. And I really think that booga bags are the perfect thing to knit on a plane, because they're very simple. If you've never knit one, look it up. It's a great bag that is felted, and yes, I can successfully felt things that don't have to fit on a human body, like a bag. If it's a mitten or sandals, a mitten or what's it called? Slippers. Forget about it. Okay, it's not going to work for me. But if it's a bag, yeah, sure, why not? I didn't read the label on my fiber. It was super wash. Of course, I felted this stupid thing 3 times before I realized it's not going to shrink. In fact, it held up very well in the wash. But so picture when you felt something, you knit it very big. So I had this gigantic thing I had knit on a plane on the way to Sanibel, Florida. 2 years ago, my husband worked in Sanibel for a month, and we all got to go with him, and it was fantastic. We did a lot of sciencey things. He is a teacher, administrator, and he was part of an educational thing down there, and it was great. Highly recommend. Anyway, so I knit this beautiful booga bag out of wild hair in the peacock colorway, Navajo plied hand spun. It was just a giant sack. Didn't look like anything. So lately, or actually in the past 2 weeks, I've been frogging things. Things that don't work for me, hats that are weird. I think I've mentioned it before. And one of the things I frogged was this booga bag. And I didn't even bother washing the yarn, and it had been knit up for 2 years. So I was like, I'm gonna weave with this. Just weave a simple scarf and have the yarn be kinky as I weave and see what happens. This yarn has been through a lot already, and I was just curious. It wasn't a huge loss if it didn't work out, but I wanted to try it. I'm very thrilled with how it came out. The color is beautiful. So I used a mercerized cotton as a warp. Is this the right side or the wrong side? I don't know. So this colorway, look at that. I'll show you as it goes. So it starts with this deep purple, and then you get a darker blue, and then a vibrant turquoise, and then you go into greens, and then to browns, and then greens again, and then back to blues. Now there was more to this. There was more blue, and then it ends on a purple. But I didn't make it that long. Let's see if I can show you guys the colors. Beautiful. Beautiful, right? So lovely, lovely, lovely. And I don't think it suffered for not having been washed after being knit up. And this is a keeper. I might give this to somebody down the line. It's a great gift. Beautiful scarf. So look at all the colors. Yay. So that's my only FO this week. Been busy with a lot of things, a lot of family stuff, but I have gotten lots of knitting done. So let me show you my very first thing. It is a hoe. It is my lollipop yarn sock, movers and shakers, and yes, my foot is that small. It stretches a lot. Although I think I may have made this too short. I'm going to block it and then try it on and see how I feel about it. I may have to rip the toe out and redo the decreases. Knit a little bit more. Fish Lips Kiss Heel, which does seem to fit very nicely. Again, movers and shakers colorway, DC Metro lines inspired, and that is sock number 1. I'm trying to more or less match these socks. I don't know, they probably won't turn out. Yeah, that's the mess that is sock number 2, cast on my 1.5 millimeter carbons. No, not 1.5, 2.5 millimeter US 1.5s. Confusing. Hey ho. So that's that. Project number 2. Oh goodness, this is a mess. Project number 2 is the sock yarn sweater by Hannah Fedig. This is the 3rd or 4th one of these I've knit, and I've made a mess of things here. Hang on a sec. My yarn is wrapped around just, oh, there we go, stitch markers. This looks like a sweater now. Mama-to-be, who I hung out with a lot this weekend, requested, she does not like neutrals. So this will be her son's sock yarn sweater. So I've separated for the sleeves. They're on holders. And I'm knitting down the body. I've got to do about 7 inches from the armpits before I stop, and then I'll do a garter edging, and then I'll do the sleeves. I love this pattern. It is so wearable, and usually the kid can wear it for a long time, a good long time. Sock yarn sweater by Hannah Fettig. I think I have messed up the decreases. Like, these ones look pretty good. I mean, the increases. But I may have picked up strange bars to increase with on some of these. They're not quite uniform. You probably can't see that very well here, but trust me. Do I care? No. It'll just give the thing a right side and a wrong side. So that's just with, I think it's Pagewood Farms, just a sock yarn. Probably wool and nylon blend. Lost the label a long time ago. Last work in progress is the Bare Branches by Ilana Dacos. I'm knitting these on US 8s, and that is 4.5 millimeters? No. Yes. 5 millimeters, sorry. That is a 5 millimeter. Okay, so I'm still working on the back, and I had some negative knitting on this one because as I started this tree motif, which is centered above this gather here. Do you see that? I didn't have it centered. I read the chart wrong. I guess the charts I've been doing lately have been, let's see, right side rows are right to left. And usually in charts, wrong side rows read left to right. And that's how Ilana does it. That's the typical way. But for some reason, I was thinking it was all right to left, even the wrong side rows. And it matters. I didn't think it mattered. It matters. So I just reversed things, and I started to notice the problem at about row 15. A third of the way into the chart. So I would have a lot more tree than this if that had not been the case. I ripped back to row 9 of the chart and did surgery. I dropped down the trunk of the tree, 4 stitches there, fixed them into the correct stitch, then moved over to I was 4 stitches off basically. Moved over to the next 4 stitches and redid those in reverse stockinette, whatever it needed to be done. And there, yep, there's the bodice. That's the back of the bodice. So it is reverse. It is the reverse of stockinette. And the skirt is in stockinette. Got the nice hem down there. Hold that up. And I'm almost ready to start the armhole decreases. It's very exciting to see this tree appear, and I'm on my 3rd ball of this Plymouth tweed. I have 14 balls, so I think I'll have plenty. Yeah, it's a great pattern so far. And I will be doing the hood since I have so much yarn. Alrighty, that is it for the knitting. I don't have spinning this week. Excuse me, I'm just looking at my sock. It's my cakewalk yarn socks, and I've noticed, I'm a little paranoid because I've noticed some thin spots. See, it's a cherry blossom colorway. Just took it off. I'm kind of obsessed with sock holes now. Can y'all see that? It won't focus. Anyway, there's definitely a thin spot, and it's at that same spot right on the ball of my foot below my big toe. That seems to be the danger zone for me. I must walk heavily on that part of my foot. Okay, dyeing. I have a Finn sheep fleece from Burketta, and she is a 7-year-old now, 7-year-old Finn sheep from Finnegan's Flock. And I showed you my first dyeing efforts to do a midnight blue, and I did much better this week with my colors, my dye, but I decided to dye all of the locks, all 22 ounces of them, and it went super fast. I just do kettle dyeing. I'm using Greener Shades dye. I did a mix of River Blue and Midnight Black, and I'm very happy with the way things have come out. I have 3 or 4 dye batches that I did, and I put varying amounts of yarn in each dye batch. So for example, the last dye batch had very little yarn in it relative to the previous ones. So that fiber took more dye. I put the same amount of dye in each bath, pretty much. So I have a nice blend of a very dark blue. That was one of the last dye baths, I believe. And you can see, I'll hold it back here, some lighter bits, and even some where it's just very pale. This has not been combed yet. And I have it all in a gigantic, there it goes, gigantic basket. That is a lot of combing ahead of me. Oh, just fell on Alice. Hey, babe. I did comb one little bit of it, made a little nest this morning. And I didn't do the greatest job. You can still see there's some bits in here that need to come out. Like that. So, made a little nest of combed top. I can't wait to knit this sweater. This is going to be even better than my Autumn's End as far as softness goes. This is a much softer fleece, much softer wool. And I'm like, to all my friends, I'm like, don't you want to try some of my fin? You know you want to. So I might send a few little nests out to people I think might appreciate it. I think I can spare a little bit. I don't know how it's going to get spun yet. I might want to maximize my yardage and do a 2-ply, even though I really like the roundness of 3-ply. I think this would be great. It's got a luster to it. It is a medium wool. So I think it would be great as a very drapey fabric. Drapey, shiny. I think that's what I'll do. So that was very fun. I do enjoy dyeing the fiber. That is it. Oh. Sorry, some fiber in my drink. I take this off, it's hot. Okay, acquisitions and my weekend. This fibery, friend-filled weekend came just at the right time for me. It was fantastic. So on Saturday, I went with my friend Darcy to the Uniquities Fiber Farmers Market. She had never been. She had a good time. We had some lunch beforehand, and let me show you what I got. Now, I probably could have made these myself. Dryer balls. I have been reading about these. They claim to make your clothes feel soft and static-free, and the balls pull moisture out and reduce drying time. These are from Platinum Alpacas. That's a local-ish farm. PlatinumAlpacas.com. Yep. Help make laundry a little more woolly. So I got that. And I'm going to look into making those myself too. That shouldn't be too hard to do. Now I got this. Oh, I stopped by Finnegan's Flock, who's my Finn dealer in general. And I showed her my Autumn's End, and I showed her my Berchetta handspun, and she loved seeing it. And I need to email her. She needs to get a Ravelry group going, and I'm going to help her do that. All right, let's see. This is from Wool and Quilts, which is Triple R Farm. Michelle Riley from Roarsville. I don't know how you say that. Roarsville, Maryland. Roarsville. Let's see. I'm trying to make that focus. Riley Michelle 60 at hotmail.com. Quilts and yarn. Okay. Gigantor 8-ounce pencil roving bats-ish kind of thing. I saw this and it just reminded me of, like, you can't see it very well. It reminds me of a geode. You know, those rocks you'd crack open and they were just like stratified. I saw some singles spun out of a similar bat and I was like, I want that. This is, smells good, soapy. This is mohair. Shocker, I know. I don't usually do mohair. Mohair, bamboo, and Romney. I think this might be an excellent sock spin. What do you think? Mohair is very strong. It is nature's nylon. Nature's nylon. So I got that. Great price. Great price. And the last thing I purchased there was some rug yarn from Singleton Fiber Processing. And I talked to the guy. They have a mill in Frederick, Maryland. If I ever buy another fine wool fleece, I'm going to have these guys wash it. They have a great price for washing. I just don't ever want to do that again. So much lanolin. And I'm just too impatient to do small batches of fleece washing, and which I think is what I need to do to get the lanolin out. But he talked to me for a long time about how to wash, some insider tips about washing finer fleeces. It involved borax and stuff, and a certain Tide detergent. So yeah, I don't know. I think I might try them out if I ever do buy one. Just thinking about Maryland Sheep and Wool. Okay, I bought rug yarn from them, and it was plain gray. And one of our buddies, Tom, brought his 2 daughters down from Lancaster, Pennsylvania, hung out with us overnight. I just have to huff this. This is so good. And we took this. My idea was we would use it on the peg loom, my American peg loom that I built, because the thing I tried to weave, apparently I used the wrong kind of warp. I should use like an acrylic warp. My warp was way too thin. The rug was falling apart. So I wanted to get some of this rug yarn and try it again. And I thought I'd do it with the girls and my kids. I had them dye it. Can you all see this? It was, keep in mind, it was plain gray. And I had them pick some Wilton's food dye. Each one picked 1 or 2 colors, and we mixed it up. And they poured it on the wool while it was in the pot. And they picked pinks and purples and teals and blues and blacks. And I think it's exquisite. It's not really showing up beautifully on the camera, but it came out gorgeous. Just very luminous and wonderful. And it has a lot of depth, and I think that's due to the fact that it was originally gray. This stuff takes much longer to dry than I thought. We didn't have enough time to do the weaving, so that'll be for another time. But I also saw this lady, talked to her a little bit, Feederbrook Farm. She has some really interesting yarn blends, BFL blends, yak blends, some really interesting blends. And, oh, sorry Alice, Butterfingers. She's in Maryland. She raises BFL, Teeswater, and Shetland sheep. Feederbrook.com. And she has some fiber CSAs that looked very interesting, so you might want to check her out. Name a Lamb. They have lots of programs. Apprenticeships, that's pretty cool. Spinning wheel rentals. Ooh, I haven't even looked this over. Anyway, could be a good resource. So she had yarn and fiber clubs that looked really cool. Well, they weren't really clubs, they were CSAs, Community Supported Agriculture. So the Iniquities event was a lot of fun, and I did okay. I didn't go crazy, but I got some nice, interesting new things for me. All right, so then Sunday, I met up with my friend Amy, and we drove up to Savage, Maryland, to the Savage Mill, where the Homespun Yarn Party takes place. And it had been 2 years since I had gone, and it was more packed than I remembered. We got there maybe a half hour before it opened, and there were lines, massive lines already. So we went to the Ram's Head Tavern and had some brunch, and it was delicious. And then we finished brunch probably 15 minutes after the show had opened, and we just walked right in. There was no line, so it was awesome. When we left 2 hours later, there was a line, and they were making people wait till people came out because they were at capacity. It was very well attended. What I should have said my last podcast is come up and say hi to me. If you see me at a fiber event, I want to meet you. I want to say hi to you. I want to give you a button if you want one. Don't feel obligated. I had people tell me later that, they saw me or whatever, but they didn't want to say hi, or they didn't feel I don't know, for whatever reason they just didn't. And I would have liked to. So, as they say, don't be a stalker, although I'm sure you're not. But come up and say hi, please. I would really like to put faces to names and just chat. Or just, see what you got. Anyway, I picked up 3 or 4 things, maybe 5 things at the Homespun Yarn Party. They had really amazing vendors this year. New stuff that I hadn't seen. Gourmet Stash was there. Of course, I did a little damage in her booth. Vanessa from Vintage Rose was vending with her. And I think that's a perfect combination. Vanessa does stitch markers and stitch marker jewelry. She's got really cool stuff. And of course, Kate has, how I feel about that stuff. So let me show you what I got first. Cephalopod was there, and I got some bugga in the sport weight. Blue lobster. This is much more tealy, dark teal than it's showing on the camera. There's a very blue theme to my purchases. I don't know why. It's not coming out quite right. Very teal, blue lobster. I love this. Don't know what it's going to be, but it just glows, and I love it. And then I went to Dancing Leaf Farm, and I am a sucker for the marketing. Try to teach my children not to be, but I am. So she had a whole suitcase full of this colorway. Not my typical things I gravitate towards. This is the Hustle base. It is 85% Polworth and 15% silk. So again, something is just not merino, something different. And this is the colorway. This is what got me. Polar Vortex. Yeah, I had to have that. So this is a DK weight, 220 yards. Milo, this says Milo to me. This needs to be a little baby thing. For a knitter mama, because Polworth silk. Hand wash. And I went with my friend Amy, who is a very soon-to-be mama, and she said she's moving to Belgium for a year, probably in August. And she said, I need to stock up on stash for my year in Belgium, because European yarn stores aren't, especially continental ones, not the UK, are not always, great variety. They're just not they don't have as many uncommon things as North American yarn stores. So, I think she went way over what she thought she was going to buy. She bought neighborhood stuff and dragonfly stuff, and she got some great stuff. Okay, then Gourmet Stash. And there was a lady who was selling hand-spun necklaces, and I didn't buy them, and I regretted it, and I wanted to know who made them. And I'm very excited to say that I finally got in touch with her, and she has an Etsy store, and she's going to send me some as giveaways for our next knit along. And let me show you what they look like. I think they're super cool. Here they are. See those? They have they're out of hand spun, and the clasps are really easy to join. In fact, you can join necklaces together, wrap them around your wrist as a bracelet. Tell you more about her shop later. It's called, I think it's A Little Teapot on Etsy. I had to stock up on my soak. Kate, Gourmet Stash, is carrying all sorts of soaks products as well as her Lolo bars. So it's fabulous fiber, Lolo bars, soak, and vintage rose stuff. And this was my vintage rose purchase. It is a stitch marker necklace, and those are my own stitch markers on it. But you see, it's a long necklace, which I need to make sure that I tuck into my shirt when I'm bending over, so I don't snag it on things. So it opens like this. See that? You can put your stitch markers on there. You always have them with you. And it's got this cute little purple yarn ball. See that? And a little leaf charm as well. I think this is kind of perfect. I was cleaning up my my yarn room, and I just have, random stitch markers laying around. So la da 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 da. I find a lone stitch marker on the table, just put it on my necklace. Very excellent. I love this. The last thing I bought, Black Watch tartan tribbles. These have been living in my house for about 2 weeks, and I had to have them for myself because they're gorgeous. Who won these again? Whoever won these, you're going to plots. Beautiful. Sorry about my gross nails. It's so dry here. All right, so that was Black Watch tartan, bamboo, tussle silk, yak, superfine merino, and merino. Or maybe this one doesn't have yak in it, but it feels like it does. Y'all, that was supposed to be Maryland sheep and wool money, so oh well. It was worth it. And speaking of Maryland sheep and wool, I reserved a hotel room. This will be the second time I've stayed overnight, but the first time we stayed overnight, we didn't even go back the second day. But ever since, I've seen what a mistake that is, because I need to experience that festival on the Sunday as well as the Saturday. Chances are I won't have any money left to spend, but I want to talk to people on Sunday. I'm going to see some vendors, talk to vendors, that kind of thing. And other folks that are there, and just have a more, relaxed look at things than the buy kind of. That's my MO on Saturday morning, at least. Not so much in the afternoon, but I'm so exhausted from the buy shopping that I need that little just sit back and take it all in, because it's so massive. It's so great. So that is up and coming. Excuse me. Now, let's see. I have a knit along. Excuse me while I read from this email. It's a Rav message. I am very excited to say that I'm going to co-host the Autism Awareness knit along with the ladies from Pen Hook and Needles. And that's Marlisha and Talia. And that's going to start March 1st. And it's going to run for me till May 31st. They are going to do theirs until June, I think the end of June. And you can double, triple dip, however many times you want, just as long as you follow the rules of whatever knit along you're entering in. It's totally fine to double or triple dip. They may have a third podcaster doing this with them as well. I'm not sure about that yet. So let me tell you a little bit about this, and I'm reading right now. This is their second annual Autism Awareness. It's okay to be different, is the name of it. And it's a cow, so crochet, knit. I think I will allow other crafts as well. This is just what they're doing. So, but the purpose of this is to promote awareness of autism and other autistic spectrum disorders, such as Asperger's. And one of Marlisha's daughters has autism, and she faces a lot of challenges, as do others who are on the spectrum. It's a very complex disability, and it affects no two people have the same presentation, for lack of a better word. And this is a little bit of my clinical training coming out. I am a certified speech language pathologist and have worked most of my career in autism classrooms or inclusion classrooms where kids with autism are learning. So my brother's brother-in-law is my age, and he has autism. And so I think it affects a lot of people on some sort of personal level. And it's just to raise awareness about autism. So the CAL will begin, my goodness, April 1st, right? April 1st, and end on May 31st for me. And that's to allow me enough time to get prizes out in time for me to go to Spain. Whatever you enter in the CAL has to have 3 or more bright colors in your FO. So it's very, welcome spring, summer as well. I'm sure there are a lot of knit-alongs you can double dip in with this kind of item. So it should be colorful. It should be happy. And let's see, there will be fantastic prizes on my end. Just let me tell you that. There will be patterns. There will be those hand-spun necklaces. There will be, I believe I'm going to make a bag. There will be yarn. There will be fiber. So there will be at least 4 prizes from the Fibertown end. And Pen, Hook, and Needle has their own prizes. So lots of chances to win things. Just enter your brightly colored objects. I will start a thread on April 1st. I'll probably start a thread so you guys can chat about it, what you're planning. So there will be 2 threads. So this, for example, let me just move this page again so I can see you guys, so I can see myself. Ha, hello. That would definitely qualify. 3 or more bright colors. The green sweater, no, wouldn't qualify. So perfect for self-striping, hand spun, doesn't have to be striping, could be variegated. Oh my gosh, we have a snore down here. So I'm very excited that is starting soon. I'll post more in the group about it. There will be a summer knit along that I'll tell you more about later. I'm very excited about that as well. And then late summer, there will be our Gourmet Stash spin along. Excellent. So that's pretty much it, you guys. This is a long show. I hope you all are doing great. Let me just give you a little peek of the sleeping pup. Alice, are you sleeping? I see your ear moving. Ow. Hello, precious. Hello, baby. All right, I'll let her get back to her napping. It is a good life if you're Alice. A very good life. Okay, you guys. So, anything else for me to say? If you won today, congratulations and contact me. Enter your FOs. March is almost over. We'll do another drawing next week. Yay. Yay. I like the drawings. All right, so until next week, you all take care. Bye.